Hello everyone and welcome to the fourth week of the EGFC Founders Invitational. We have played out 3 of our 4 pre-elimination weeks where the Founders are competing against each other to earn their seeding in the EGFC Founders Invitational, a streamed event on January 25th and 26th this weekend, leading up to the start of EGFC Season 1. These games, of course, will be played in a best-of-5 format, and over the course of the 4 weeks. And if you don't want to miss out on any of the action, make sure to follow us on Twitter and Twitch at @OfficialEGF.
Go ahead and hit us up over there. But for tonight, we've got coming up for you first, we got University of Delaware going up against Niagara University. And then later on in the night, right after this match, we should have Canisius versus RIT. So stay tuned for everything that we've got lined up for you.
Yeah, and we're going to be getting into this game pretty much immediately, ladies and gentlemen. So I want to see some hype in that Twitch chat because we are getting started. The kickoff is immediately going to go into the favor of Niagara. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, we have the University of Delaware playing in the blue and Niagara Esports in the orange.
And already back on the counterattack is going to be Delaware trying to force the ball in the Niagara half. This should be a pretty hotly contested match, though. Because in the standings, we do see Delaware sitting up ahead of Niagara with 2 match wins. Niagara still searching for their first, but not at the bottom of the standings. They're doing fairly decent in goal differential. They look to take their first. Going to put 1 onto the board here for Grau.
Yeah, Grau managing to find the first goal is definitely going to be good for the University of Delaware, or UD. And it's interesting, right? Because like you said, the standing-wise, we do see UD ahead. And it's starting to matter now because coming into the weekend, your seeding is so important. We are playing a bracket single elimination. So coming in there, you want to be trying to get as high as you can to try to get those better matchups and get a close attempt to the finals. You don't want to end up in a death group with UTA.
Yeah, and trying to stay away from the bottom of the standings here for Niagara is so important. Even if they do pick up this match, it's gonna matter just as much as if in the save. Oh my god, barely out of Niagara. Mitt getting on top of the ball. Now Human looking to get the ball out of this half, though. Kendall looks for the cross, finds it. Nobody's there for the finish, though. Delaware nearly finding another one. Grau sends it back in towards the center, but it's gonna be cleared here by Austin.
Yeah, once again, now that corner play, the Human gets a touch, manages to pinch it along with his teammate. Grau's going to follow it up. The bounce comes out. Coordination over to KJ Kendall. Shot onto goal. It's going to go in. Goal number 2 going to Delaware.
And the passing game from Delaware has just been looking so impressive right now. They're dribbling circles around Niagara.
There you go. Once again, look, good passing play. Like we said, we saw Grau get it to KJ Kendall. Kendall's going to put it in. And coming in to kick off once again. UD with the lead, 2 goals up. Still, though, we're just over a minute. This might be goal number 3 as it's going to hit that crossbar.
Barely off. Human looking for the follow-up. This isn't done yet here for Niagara. They need to get this ball to the half. Mitt managing to clear it out now. There might just be a follow-up. Knocking it up, though, will be Human, I believe. Going for it again now. Wrapping back around. It's Kendall for the setup.
And here it goes to get the touch. Bounces in the corner, kind of rolls backwards, goes over to Grau. Grau gets a nice touch onto it. Kendall in a good spot, goes to the Human L. Good interception. The challenge is going to come out from Kendall, from the Human L, sorry, and Ost. KJ Kendall ready to set it up, chips it, gets a tap, goes to put it in. The rebound comes off. There's going to be a follow-up from Grau, but he's not around there in time. Just playing that corner play, going to go over to the Human L. It's a fake away, no follow-up.
And 8 out of the past 10 touches or so have been just for this Delaware team. Their possession game is so strong right now. It feels like Niagara can't do anything. Alongside that, Delaware are playing the boost game perfectly. The second this ball enters the Niagara half, all of their boosts are gone. We saw just there in the bottom corner, another boost pad stolen away by Delaware, and it just chokes them out as the ball heads in towards the goal. And Kendall scoring a cheap one off the wall, but it's going to go in regardless. Just choking out the Delaware, or choking out the Niagara defense rather, leaving us that nobody's left in goal here with any boost.
Yeah, there he goes. KJ Kendall managing to find his third goal. I don't believe that was his hat tricks, did it? Because Human L scored the first goal, if I recall. I could be incorrect.
No, it's 2 for Kendall, 1 for Grau right now.
Right, okay.
Trying to make it 2 here. Lines up the shot, gonna knock it in easily off the backboard.
Yeah, 4 goals up now. Delaware are on fire.
They came in. They know the standings are just as important for them as they are for Niagara going into this one. So they're going to pick up every goal that they can going into this one. It seems like they'll just be relentless going into the second half of the game.
Now coming into the kickoff once again, ladies and gentlemen. It ends up in the favor of Niagara, intercepted by the Human L. The Human L gets a touch. Going to end up in future legend 27's hands. Good touch coming out from there from Ost. Growl manages to deflect it over to Kendall, though. KJ Kendall here looking to intercept it. Challenged by, I believe, no, Ost. Ost there, the human L gets it stolen away, chipped over. Good interception coming out from Mid97.
Ost will be there for the clear, though, and now it's Mitt on the counterattack, but it's going to be stopped by the human L. That's going to buy his team valuable time as the ball goes up in front of the goal, and Growl tips it in.
Yeah, Growl finding his hat tricks there. Playing it nice and patiently. Gets a good intercept by Ost there. Good challenge. We see the double commit, and it just doesn't pay out for them. Growl getting it in.
Yeah, and you can tell mechanically, Niagara just not able to show up to the match. Delaware is driving circles around them right now, and it shows us past 2 goals have kind of been a little bit of flops here from the goalkeeping of Niagara, and it might just be a third. Austin barely managing to reach that one.
Growl here getting a touch, going back over to KJ Kendall, gets it down. Fantastic pass there, although Ost was the one that touched that. That could have been absolutely catastrophic for Niagara.
And now finally with an attack, Niagara have a chance, but he can send to the other half, and Growl's forward. Should be an easy touch in, but no, he misses it wide. KJ Kendall is up, but Growl is just going to have to pick up the scraps now as a human L. Bumping into his teammate now might just be to the detriment here of this Delaware team. Finally on another counterattack, Niagara bought themselves a little bit of time. Mitts up, finds the demo, but not the ball now. Sent back into his half. L tips it back in towards the center, but only buying his team time now. Growl should tip it in the middle. Is there a Delaware player, though, for the shot, and he finds it. Kendall putting another one in on the board, finding his third of the match.
Yeah, nice. I mean, this at the moment is really, really well played coming out from Delaware at the moment, right? They're putting in goals. 6-goal lead. I mean, at the moment, you need to be looking at game 2.
Yeah, it's 6-0. It's a tough order to try and find 6.5, especially the way the goal has been going as the human L looks to put another one on the board, and he's going to do it with ease, flying in, taking it off the side.
Yeah, that is once again a massive lead for Delaware. I don't think I need to iterate that point anymore here. 7 goals up. We are almost at Brazil.
Yeah, 7-0 up. You know, maybe 1 on the board for Niagara would be nice, but, you know, the Brazil never feels good. You might just want to keep it at 7-0.
Yeah,
finding one shot in. Mid's looking for it, but 59 seconds. I think here, you're right. You're just playing for the next game.
Yeah, you're playing on that dead time, right? You're mentally resetting. You're prepping for game 2. You've lost so much time. The chance of them, like, they've got less than 10 seconds a goal, right? They need to be putting in a goal, like, every 6 seconds. Mathematically, that is extremely unlikely, especially considering we've had 5 minutes or 4.5 minutes, and they've not been able to find a one. So in that time,
realistically, this just is not going to happen for them.
Well, exactly. But coming down to the point is that you start thinking mentally. You don't exert that mental energy, and you just kind of let your opposition run away with you a little bit, because it's coming down mostly to series wins now, right? And you don't need to worry about the small stuff. If you get the series win, it's more important than the overall goals. Obviously, it's never good if you lose the series and you give your opponent a bunch of goals. But it's the last week at this point. I think Niagara just want to find a win on the board, period.
Yeah, picking up any of these games is going to be the most important thing. But now driving right back, Growl finds an easy flick into the goal. Mitt there for the save. Going to take away 1 goal worth of points right now, but this one should end right around 8-0 here for Delaware, picking up the first match.
Yeah, now coming down. 1 second left onto the clock. Like you said, my friend Dor, that is going to be Delaware taking game number 1 in this best of 5.
9-0, insult to injury here. Growl going to put 1 more on the board, evens him and Kendall up there for overall goals, but Growl very high up there in the points with 1,019. Some of these other interesting stats, a human L playing a bit more of a supportive role, but he did a very strong job of it. He was so consistent in the back line.
Yeah, and that, ladies and gentlemen, like we said, is going to be Delaware just taking a massive lead into game number 2, right? Morally, like, just general mentality, it's got to be rough for Niagara right now.
Yeah, Niagara's going to be in the pit, but again, it's how much of that time did they use to reset themselves? We saw them kind of relax there in the last few seconds, driving around, getting a save, stopping as much as they could, but it's the question of whether or not they're just going to tilt off right now, or whether or not they're going to get ready for this next game and try and improve on what they did, because I think they can find goals. I think they can find their way back into us. They had a few good counterattacks. It's just taking advantage of them and putting the ball in the back of the net. Finding goals is just how you need to start in order to get a game on the board. That's kind of a tall order for this Niagara team right now, but it's got to start somewhere.
Yeah, and that somewhere may just very well be game number 2.
No, just as everybody lines up, the kickoff should be coming in soon here for both of these teams. Again, it will be Niagara back in the orange, Delaware in the blue.
Yeah, we won't be switching up the colors on you today, ladies and gentlemen, as Rocket League is completely symmetrical. It's not too important. Now, good pinch comes out. Goes to mid-97. It's going to be able to get a huge clear into the corner here. Grau, good retort, good deflection. Ost in position, ready to set it up. Human now looking for the bounce back, looking to the rebound to his teammate, but everybody's on this ball. Delaware is going to find goal 1. 14 seconds, door.
Yeah, Delaware's offensive rotations we see here is just attempt after attempt after attempt. It's just going to force the ball in over time. Eventually, you run out of defenders on the Niagara side because their defensive rotations just aren't able to keep up with the pace that Delaware are playing at.
Yeah, now once again, oh my goodness, this looked like Niagara might have been able to just straight off get a kickoff goal. Didn't quite find the angle. Good touch from Grau. Grau to the Humanel. The Humanel whiffs, but he is going to try to reposition to get the touch. Mid-97 gets it over KJ Kendall. Now it's a runaway. Grau needs to get in defense. The demolition's coming out. Grau tries to play it patiently. Looks like he was going for the bump. Oh no, Ost hits it. It hits the corner and clears.
Nearly putting another one on the board here for Delaware. Almost a block and another shot coming in just across the goal. But we see two people committing to this ball every time for Niagara, and they might just get punished where Ost has to knock it up over the goal. And Kendall looking to knock in the ball, stuck in front. It's going to bounce right over the defender as the Human L puts in another one.
And the Human L there managed to get the second goal for Delaware overall, ladies and gentlemen. And I think this just goes to show the pressure that Delaware's putting on Niagara's not being able to find an inch.
Yeah, it's the defensive rotations. They have to be better. We're seeing two-man overcommits from Niagara over and over again here. And it looks like Delaware are playing these kickoffs very smartly, gaining themselves some early possession by allowing the ball to deflect back towards the defense. And Kendall finding the goal yet again. Will he be able to put it in? No, it bounced off both posts. Ending up going out. This is a counterattack that Niagara have been looking for all night, but his mitt going off the wall, not able to put the ball in. Now Ost set up, but it gets cleared off by Kendall. Now back again on the back foot. Niagara looking for a bit of defense. Ost gets back in time. Going to be knocking the ball out, but the pressure still being applied here by this Delaware side. Knocked the ball back in the corner. Kendall should have the cross. It's up, it's over, but nobody finished off the shot. Still again in the middle, and this pressure is too much. Kendall there for the shot, misses, but it's going to be the Human L finding the follow-up.
Yeah, once again, we see another goal coming out. The Human L. I mean, Delaware, like I said when we saw that goal a minute ago, there's just so much pressure that Niagara's can't breathe, and they need to be finding these breakouts. They need to be getting these runaways. I might be a breakdown in communication coming out for them, or it might just be that Delaware's playing that well.
I mean, like you mentioned, we have to hand it to Delaware. These offensive rotations have been perfect. You're seeing shot after shot after shot after shot, and that's because they're getting their players in and out so fast, rotating one off on defense. And just, I say that, a nice little angle from the Human L, showing he can find a hat trick of his own. He's got 4 goals to his name already.
Yeah. Once again, goes to go for the touch, finds it, goes in, nice and clean. I mean, and then gets bumped by Grau there, his teammate, giving him a bit of a good job.
Now looking for a fifth. Delaware still on the hunt. They just seem relentless right now. They're not slowing down at all. They don't care how many goals it takes. And Grau getting 1v1 with the goalkeeper will knock the ball back into the Delaware half. Kendall will find the clear, but now Niagara has a little bit of an opportunity to attack, but Grau just takes the ball. He's looking for the dribble. Off there. No, not going to be juked out too easily. The Human for the follow-up, and it just chips it right in over the defenders for Niagara.
Yeah, I mean, look at that. I mean, it's just a good read coming out from the Human L, right? We see the aggressive bump try to come out from Niagara, but they're just not there fast enough. They didn't rotate, and he was able to get the touch and put it straight in. 5 goals up now. We're only 2 minutes in, and we might see a 10-goal game.
I think we'll be seeing more than that with these odds right now. Kendall not get back in towards the Niagara half, looking to apply more pressure. Kendall's not done for the night. He needs a goal to his name, and Grau's going to put it in. Assist going over to Kendall. Another goal on the board here for Delaware.
Again, you seem to blink, and Delaware has another point on the scoreboard. Is it one of those things where Niagara now is just so in their head that they don't know how to react?
I mean, you have to feel like Niagara's just cracked at this point. A kickoff goal going in for the Human L, just picking up the ball for free in the middle of the field. Future Legend, we saw just sitting in the corner there, not really opting to do anything, kind of rolling backwards and forwards. They may have been trying to send the kickoff in that direction, but that's not really what it seems like, because the ball just gets stuck right in the center and knocking it in. The Human L finding a 6th of the game.
Yeah. And now coming into the kickoff here, the Human L gets the touch. It's going to bounce over to Grau. Grau to KJ Kendall. KJ Kendall takes a shot. It goes wide. Grau is going to immediately reset it for his teammate, though.
And again, the pressure still applied here. Human L looking for another one. Taps it in towards the center. Not able to find the correct flick to get it in. But Kendall, again, just right in back in on it. The ball set up in the center of the field. That's what we're seeing consistently from this Delaware side, is the ball is consistently stuck in the center of the field here. Niagara cannot force it out towards their corners, towards that safe area. And here, just as I say it, crosses, and the ball getting knocked in finally by Grau. Every single one of the Delaware players crossing it, but the final one able to put it in.
You know, there's many things that can be said in this situation, but I feel like what breaks it down is not like this, right? You never want to be seeing a team in a position where they just don't get to play.
It's the Simpsons meme where he's stop, he's already dead, you know? It's 8 goals, 2 minutes still left in the game. Grau knocking off the backboard, looking to put another one in. Human L, relentless as ever, and we just see constantly it's Niagara getting beat out in the corners. It's allowing the crosses to come in from Delaware, and that's what allows them to apply so much pressure. And another shot, the ball just set up dead center of the field. Grau just taps it into the corner.
Yeah, and there you go. I said we might be seeing a 10-goal game, and you said we might be seeing more, and honestly, with how it's going currently, I think so.
I would be genuinely surprised if Delaware didn't manage to get another one on the board with 1:57. But you have to hope for Niagara right now that they can get at least one on the board here.
Yeah, no, you want to be able to see Niagara find something, right? It's never a fun time, and there's going to be the 10th goal coming out from Delaware.
10-0, you called at the beginning of the game, 1:47 left on the clock. There's time for plenty more right now. The way this game is going, it could be 15 plus goals at this point, but Delaware look like they're having fun with it. They're freestyling into crosses. They're throwing their cars all across this map, and it looks like they're just having a good time with it.
So let's stop sitting on the negatives for a second here and think about what could the positives out of this situation, right? Niagara doesn't lose this. They lose this game, but they don't necessarily lose the set, right? They still have another game to play. It is a best of 5, so they need to take. We need to see Delaware win 3 games for them to win the set. So the greatest thing about Rocket League, what my usual co-caster Hunted always seems to say, the greatest thing about Rocket League is after these 5 minutes are done, you're on to the next one like the last one didn't happen. And that's so true, because in so many games that isn't the case. It's like 40 minutes, 50 minutes maybe, if you're comparing it to other esports, where you're going and playing and playing and playing. It is 5 minutes, and you move on to the next one. You can mentally reset. You don't have to hang on something for too long. And Niagara definitely just, again, need to mentally kind of figure themselves out, communicate, figure out where the breakdowns are happening, which I think at the moment is their defensive rotations.
Yeah, they're not quite holding up, but if the next game can open up with something like a kickoff goal, with something nice here for Niagara, get them back in the game. We've seen it time and time again in Rocket League, where the game will open up with 1 or 2 goals in the first 30 seconds for one side, and it just completely changes the face of the game. They don't necessarily have to be the most impressive goals or anything. They could just be things that catch the other team off guard. And going into the next game, that's exactly what Niagara are going to have to do if they want to get a foothold in the series.
Yeah, now, again, 40 seconds left onto the clock, right? It's another question of, does Delaware just keep scoring and causing this thing to go on for longer?
I think for Delaware, bringing your mental up to the highest state that you can is going to be the absolute key here. Also with a nice little save, keeping that one out of the goal. He had very low boost, so getting up to the height of the ball there was no small feat. Now still back in the goal. Austin's just getting pressured time and time again. The ball back center. Kendall look for another shot. Not going to be blocked. Kendall is all over this goal right now. He wants to put a stop to the beating.
And now the 10 seconds are coming down. Delaware are going to end this game with possibly 12 goals as they try to put in another one. Ground looks for an opportunity. Gets a touch over to the Human L. There's going to be a shot, but it's going to touch the ground before they can find it.
An 11-0 here, the second game going to Delaware. Like we said, the next game is open to go either way. Niagara could open it quickly, could find a couple goals on the board, and all of a sudden you see University of Delaware, and it's up to them to play on the back foot at this point. But still, the entire onus right now, the entire weight of this match is on Niagara Esports.
Yeah, it's going to be a difficult time for Niagara to try and bring themselves out of this. But like I said, that last game's over. They don't even need to think about it. Well, obviously they need to reconsider some things, but they don't need to hang on it. They don't need to worry about it. The scoreline is reset 0-0.
And just waiting for this, what playstyle differences do you think we need to see out of Niagara on the offense? Because we've talked about their defensive rotations failing them, letting a lot of goals in, but their counterattacks, while they get them, they get just past that field, and they're always dying right about there. What do you think needs to change, Kevin?
I think communication is a big thing, right? We're seeing Niagara get outpass played, out rotated. Just overall, the communication on Delaware seems super duper solid. And
yeah, you could.
I think that is the general cause, right? Because unlike many, many games, Rocket League is a matter of communication. You're only as strong as each of your parts, but if each of your parts aren't communicating with each other, then you're not going to be able to outplay a team that has 3 coordinated players. It's just not happening.
As well, now Niagara looking for the opening right now. They managed to win off the kickoff. Ost is in the goal, but he has no boost. His left mid to save it, but he can't get there in time. Kendall puts in an early one here for Delaware, and the pressure has not stopped at all.
I mean, and this is it once again, right? Delaware immediately starting off 8 seconds this time. They're trying to go for the world record.
And so what we saw there was Ost going up just a little bit too early. He's getting nervous. He knows that these Delaware players are all over the place, and they're getting a lot of early hits in on the ball. And so Ost went up very early there, used a ton of his boost to get to the ball, and it put him out of position for the save.
Yeah. Here we go once again. But we see Delaware taking the momentum again, gets it over Ost. Ost is now completely out of commission over Emitted. Mid-97 is going to whiff on the ball, and we're going to see Delaware outplay them in the air. They're going to get the shot, and that's going to be goal 2.
And that's that mechanical advantage. That's what's allowing Delaware to just drive circles around him right now. Human L able to avoid using a lot of his boost by going off the wall there. And regardless of whether that shot was saved, it would have created a huge advantage for Delaware and put Niagara in a big pit, a big disparity of the boost that puts them in this place where they have to use their defensive rotations extremely heavily, put them out of position. Mint already forced back, jumps across the goal, and it's going to be put in by the Human L. No! It's Growl there with the follow-up off the post.
Yeah. Again, Growl's going to find it. I mean, Delaware just keeping this. We can say all we want about Niagara adjusting to their mistakes, but Delaware's punishing them for everything.
And again, those offensive rotations are so important. We saw only the 2 members up, but they're applying enough pressure to beat 3 members on the defense of Niagara. And it's everything between the mechanics, the boost control, and the rotations that are coming out from Delaware that's allowing them to create these seemingly easy opportunities for themselves. We see the ball in the center of the field so often when they score, but it's no easy feat. It's not like Niagara just letting them do this. It's Delaware constantly passing them around them, and just as I say that, they pressure out 2 defenders, force the ball up into the air, and Growl is able to finish it.
I mean, and again, that's another one being put in. 4 goals. We're only a minute in. Delaware, not like this.
Not like this. 4 minutes left in the game, and honestly, we could see this going extremely high, just like the last match. But Niagara still, this isn't over yet. 4 goals on the board is something that's doable. KG Kendall looks to put another one on, but the pressure is applied here by the Delaware team. All 3 members forward, and now Niagara has the attack. Delaware won't have too much boost getting back now, but Grau is there for the clear. Not able to connect with the ball. This Niagara team just needs to get some semblance of passing going. Kendall there for the shot, not going to be going in. Human L again for the follow-up. The rotation's coming in. Grau wisely deciding to back up, with the ball tipped in by their own team. Niagara scores an own one here.
Yeah, I mean, that's unfortunate coming out from Niagara there. They went to try and save it. It rebounded off of mid to Austin, just went straight in.
And that's certainly not the way you want your first goal of the night, going into your own net. Now 5-0 up. Delaware look to continue their dominance here. And for Delaware themselves, getting some more goals on the board is actually pretty strong for them in the standings.
Yeah, and okay, good clear there coming out from Ost, right? It's the little things. Stroud getting a good interception. Ost once again on top of it. Look at it, save it. Can Ost find a third save? He can't, but it doesn't go in quite yet. Future Legend has an opportunity to clear it. He's going to find it. This might be Ost's chance here. He just has to get it past the Human L. The Human L manages to clear the ball away.
Taking away the one opportunity that Niagara have. Human L looking to add insult to injury and just send this ball down into center. Plays it perfectly, but Grau, his own teammate, knocks it out. That's a clever play by Kendall, though, driving up the ball, trying to knock it right down into center field. And Ost has the flick shot, but it's just too high, and it's not quite able to keep up. Now Kendall there for the clear, looking to follow up now, tap it into the center to his teammate, but nobody's there. Ball's a little bit too high, and now Niagara back on the offense. They might get another chance at this shot.
Again, alright, Niagara gets a touch, but it's stolen away by UD. UD not quite getting it a little bit too wide. Again, now the onus is in Niagara to clear the ball away. They're going to be able to get a good clear. Going over, this might be an opportunity. It goes wide. Do they have a follow-up? They do not.
Now Ground knocking the ball easily past this Niagara team. Going to be punishing the overcommitment there. An almost goal here from Niagara, just not able to finish. The touch was good, but not good enough. And like we mentioned, Delaware are going to punish you for every little mistake.
Again, 6 goals up, 2 minutes left onto the clock. It's not quite as soul-crushing as game 1 and game 2, but I meant game 2 overall, but it's still never fun to watch a team. I'm trying to think of a positive outlook of this for Niagara.
I mean, a nice juke here by Kendall. Watch this. Oh!
Yeah, it's a good
awesome
play. But, and it just goes to show UD is definitely a good team.
And they're also, to pull off fakes like that, you have to be in the head of the other team. They are fully in the head of Niagara right now. And to overcommit to something like that, to just throw your car at it wildly, Niagara is not in a good place right now.
No, and I don't blame them. I don't think anybody could mentally be in a good place. It feels like the Chica Dragons going down 40 games in Overwatch League, right? It's not. It's a hard place to dig yourself out of, and they definitely can do it. Maybe not this set, but overall, I'm looking forward to seeing them play in the weekend.
I mean, luckily enough for Niagara, I don't see this one going to 40 goals like the Shanghai Dragons 40-0 or 0-40, but at the same time, we might just reach 30 in this series.
Yeah, if they had gone 40-0, I think that would have been a different story overall. But coming in here, Delaware looking to break that, and again, there's that fake away on the kickoff. Straight gets a clear, fine goes 10.
And Humanel just driving right up the wall, able to pop it in, and we see the comfortability of Delaware in the air right now, and just how Niagara isn't able to get up that high that quickly, and they're using it to full advantage. Now lining up for the kickoff. Delaware is searching for more with 1:48 left on the clock. They still have time to do it, but Niagara searching for a goal of their own. Everything counts here, every single one of these goals, as Niagara trying to avoid going into the bottom of the standings, but it's not looking good for them as another goal goes in for Delaware. 11 on the board, and that makes 30 in the series, I believe, for this Delaware side with no goals against. Niagara, honestly, I think everyone's just hoping for them to get one on the board, but they've got to be able to finish these off, because in the air, on their own half, Niagara just can't play this game right now. It's going to take a rebound. It's going to take a mistake from Delaware that they have to punish. But Grau back with the possession, tips the ball towards the center. Humanel not able to reach there in time. Oss will be the man to tip the ball out, but the pressure still put on by this Delaware side. Grau tips it in towards the center. Kendall not quite able to finish. The goalkeeping a little bit too strong here from the Niagara side, but the ball still in this possession of the Delaware side. Now Grau knocking it back in towards the corner of Niagara. Austin looks to gain some sort of ball control right now. The ball just knocked back up, and we know in the air is where this Delaware team is most comfortable. Humanel looks for the finish. Instead, it's going to be Grau knocking it in off the backboard. 12-0 Delaware in Niagara. It doesn't look like it from their play right now. I don't think they're too tilted, but at the same time, you're definitely not in a solid mindset. You're not in a good mindset where you're communicating on defense right now, and that's not going to help their rotations at all. Now looking to back up, looking to get their own kickoff play. Grau waiting on the sideline for his teammate. Delaware still getting cheeky with these kickoffs. Oss has a chance, but he misses it. Now 2 defenders gone. Grau almost has an open goal, tips it up for his teammate, and the Humanel's going to put it right on in.
Yeah, at the moment, Delaware are just they are putting Niagara in a position where they aren't allowed to make any moves. They aren't allowed to play the game. They're just chasing after this ball like a dog chases after a car.
I mean, you can just count the touches here for Delaware versus Niagara. It's 1 in 10 that Niagara are getting right now, and Delaware are doing such a good job playing this possession game, even as they loosen up, even as their mental game is so strong that, they're playing, they're having fun, they're joking around in chat, I'm sure. They're still not loosening up at all.
No, and that's the thing, right? It almost feels like a sign of. So I think some people could see it as BM, right? If a team is winning this hard and just keeps on winning and winning and winning and winning. But I don't think that's BM in the slightest. I think it's a sign of respect to Niagara, because they feel like if they do loosen up at all, then they'll start to lose, right? So they need to play to the best of their ability. and keep it going. And that's what they're doing. Look at this, man. Grau just got an absolutely fantastic double read with that chip over the 2 Niagara defenders, straight to his teammate. There's so much communication going there. KJ Kendall's just going to put it straight in. 14 goals.
And we do actually see University of Delaware is in 3rd place right now, overall standings. RIT sitting just above them, but RIT is 2-1. University of Delaware, after this match, will be 3-0. And so if University of Delaware can put themselves in a position where they're always going to be ahead in goal differential, this is a great place to do it.
Yeah, there you go. University of Delaware managing to win the series in a very one-sided manner there.
Yeah, reaching 34 goals overall. University of Delaware putting up some very impressive numbers, and every member of their team came out to play tonight. But Niagara, it shows they've got a lot to learn before they come in this weekend, and I think that it'll help them out this match. It kind of shows them what they need to work on. It's definitely those defensive rotations, if I've got to say anything. And so they do have some notes to work on before this weekend, which will be helpful for them.
Yes, absolutely. And I think that's the big thing, right? These aren't the eliminations. Maybe there's some galaxy brain play, right? Where Niagara is like kind of playing very loosely, kind of getting some reads on their opponents, figuring out how they like to play. And then this weekend, they're just going to come out and be a completely different team. It's unlikely, but it's not never happened before.
Yeah, it hasn't happened before. Nothing's happened until the tournament. We saw in the Invitational, I think it was Indiana, was it? That came out and just showed up.
I believe that was the case, yeah.
Yeah, they came out of nowhere, and they were relatively in the bottom of the standings, but on land, they just looked so good.
Yeah, and ladies and gentlemen, we're hopping to a quick break as we move over to game number 2. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We're coming back with a game number 2 of the day. We have Canisius College playing as RIT. I, of course, am Kevin Navik-Dignan, and today I'm joined by Cameron Dor-Fralick. Dor, how excited are you for this series?
I'm excited for this series. We're going to see some good Rocket League. Canisius sitting at 1-2 series-wise right now. RIT at 2-1. So both these colleges kind of fighting right now for positioning. Canisius looking for that second win to kind of put them into that top 3, top 4 area in the standings. And so you know they're coming out to play tonight.
Yeah, no, they're both of these teams are looking to compete. And I'm looking forward to it. I enjoy watching both of these schools play in the Smash tournament. And I'm excited to see both of these schools play in Rocket League.
We should see RIT really come show up today.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're just waiting for both the teams to confirm that they are, in fact, ready. And we will get this underhand, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting into game number 1. We have Canisius in the blue, RIT in the orange. I hope once again to see you all excited for what's about to come, because I expect this to be a very good game of Rocket League.
Now getting into it already. Canisius looking for the kickoff right now. It should be going into their half right now, and I'm stuffed there for the rebound already. Putting the pressure here down onto RIT. Bino has an open goal. He's going to knock it in immediately, even quicker than the last series. 6 seconds, then a goal on the board for RIT.
Yeah, that is the fastest goal we've had this evening, and we've had some extraordinarily fast games. Now, or I should say fast goals. All of the games have been pretty fast tonight as well. Exactly 5 minutes, like every Rocket League game. Coming in though, Lord Bappo here, going to Carso. Carso getting a good touch, gets it over Lord Bappo. Carso trying to control his opposition. Sunblaze with shot on goal. Goes wide, cleared away by I'm Stuff.
And it's kind of the same thing right here. The defensive rotations out of Canisius not quite strong enough to keep the ball to their goal so far. But GLXI there for the save, and it's going to be the shot put in by Sunblaze. Sneaking just in ahead of the defender here. You see the ball go over. GLXI knocks it out. Bindo back into the center, and goalkeeper ducks up. But it's not going to find anything as Sunblaze beats him to it.
Yeah, coming in now. 2 goals up for RIT already. We know that we've seen Canisius. You know, they've won series before. We know that this is a team that can turn on the heat, but RIT is possibly the Delaware of this series.
I mean, 3 goals in 30 seconds. This pressure is impressive, and so is that shot off the roof, looking for the flip reset off the ball. Doesn't quite manage to find the ball. Does get the flip reset, but you know, you go for the style points when you can here. Now, still down, but not out of it yet. Canisius College looking for their first goal. GLXI sending the ball into the half of RIT. It's going to be the way to start it. The ball reaches into the center, but there for the stop. Really, the goalkeeper Bindo knocks it up off the backboard. Looks for the rebound. Not quite there. Bappo will knock the ball out for his team. And now on the counterattack is GLXI. Sending it into the center's field, though, will be Sunblaze. Casso there to knock it in. Nobody with the block. Barely. Bindo sends it back off the post. The goal will not be had by RIT. Canisius live to see another few seconds here.
And now, once again, Canisius starting to put on some pressure. We've seen them get some ball possession, but overall it's been in the side of RIT. Good demolition from Glixie coming on to Bindo there. Carso is going to be on top of the ball. Gets it to Sunblaze. Sunblaze going to be recentering it. Glixie is ready. No boost to follow it up, though. Carso in the air. Shoots it down. Goes wide. Rebounds. Challenges Bindo. Successfully manages to protect some of his team for a little bit here, but I believe I'm Stuff actually hit Sunblaze there. Good aerial bump.
Yeah, and just as you say, the ball's going to go in for Bindo, making it 4-0, but we do see Canisius starting to get used to this pressure coming out from RIT, and so I would not be surprised to see a goal head in their direction in not too distant future.
Yeah, I mean, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Another goal coming out from RIT. I mean, this is one of those cases, right, where is it Canisius warming up? This is a team, like I've said, we've seen them turn on the heat. We've seen them play extraordinarily well. Glixie here, looking to get a runaway, tries to challenge Carso, goes for the bump. There's not going to be any defensive rotations.
None needed now, but with only 2 people on defense right now, Sunblaze could look to put this ball in. Glixie there for the rebound, though. Keeps the ball out. Carso knocks it in. Sunblaze, it's in the center, but a nice clear there by Bappo is going to put it right over to Bino, but now the ball in the center of the field, and Sunblaze just barely can't reach it. Now the ball on the counterattack here for Canisius. I'm Stuff knocks it up. It should be going center here, but Casso will find the way to get the ball out. Glixie sends himself up, but just wastes a lot of boost doing it. Now Sunblaze has a 1v1 here with goalkeepers. Bappo versus Sunblaze. Fakes him out. Bappo not able to keep the ball out of the goal, though.
Bappo had a good read there. I think he should have tried to half flip when he saw that ball coming to him, but decided to keep it in reverse. Actually went forward on the flip and couldn't stop the momentum of the ball.
And it was a good play by there by Sunblaze, able to knock the ball just barely out of the range where he'd be able to stop, and immediately the ball gets knocked in. Glixie finds his.
I mean, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to be Canisius getting that kickoff goal. This might be the momentum that we needed to see coming out of this team.
Well, they're already not the Niagara of this game. They managed to find their first of the day. It's going to be 1-5 now, and this is not undoable right now. Castle has the potential here for another one on the board, though, for RIT. Sunblaze finds the rebound. Is just going to put the ball right back in towards the center. It's going to be knocking it in. Bindo gets another one to his name.
Good touch there coming out. I like Glixie's challenge onto Sunblaze, right? And then, of course, we saw another attempt to get intercept the ball there by I'm Stuffed, but just couldn't make it in time. Canisius having the right ideas, just not being able to get in the rotations just fast enough. I mean, here we go. Bindo might be able to put it in once again here. Glixie, good save to I'm Stuffed. Stolen away by Carso. Carso gets a very favorable bounce there, but Glixie just putting in the work. This man at the moment seems to be keeping Canisius together.
Yeah, he really is the glue of this team right now. With 2 minutes and 20 seconds left, it's really not over yet for them, but they're going to have to stop this one from going in. Bindo's up, looks for the ball off the back of the wall. Nice touch by Bappo to force the ball out wide. I'm Stuffed now. Has passed towards center. Glixie not able to receive it, though. His counterattack falling all sorts apart. Glixie getting that touch is going to buy his team just the time they need to get back on defense.
Right now, once again, coming out. I mean, 2 minutes left onto the clock, right? You're 5 goals down. Canisius could be able to do this, but it's a hefty job. Again, they haven't been able to find many goals. The one goal they found was straight off kickoffs. This might have been a good read, though, for a good communication coming up from Lord Bappo and Glixie, deciding not to hit it and try and lowball it straight under them, but they do get a decent read there. I believe Sunblazing manages to get the hit. Carso clearing it, goes into the corner. Right. All right, a bit of a miscommunication. You hate to see it when teammates bump their Bindo. And Carso just going, you know what? I'm going to try and tap it. Sunblaze gets the goal.
And as much as the scoreline might be 7-1 right now, Brazil, by the way, RIT and Canisius has really seemed to have stemmed the bleeding at least a good bit right about now. That past minute, we've only seen 2 goals. And so, outside of whatever happens this game, I'm actually very interested to see how the next game goes, whether or not RIT is going to be able to renew that aggression, renew that pressure they've been putting on towards the beginning of the game, or if Canisius have kind of stabilized themselves.
Again, RIT putting in another one. That's going to be a 7-goal lead. A minute left. I think Canisius needs to start thinking about game 2.
Yeah, I think at this point, it's really their only option with 7 goals to make their way back into this one. A minute 7 on the clock. That 10 seconds of goal does not look super possible. Glixie does manage to knock the ball towards the center. And like we mentioned before, a goal towards the end of the game can mean so much for your momentum going into the next one. But Sunblaze looking to put one in would be horrible for them. I'm Stuffed looking to try and win the ball in the enemy half right now. Manages to get it off the corner. It's up center. This is the best chance they're going to have. Bappo knocks it over, but Sunblaze is there for the save.
I mean, and all of RIT playing unison at the moment. Glixie tries to get a touch. It gets stolen away. Oh no, this might be RIT being able to run it away. Look at that pass. There was a bit of a width coming out there. But just seeing that setup was masterfully executed by RIT.
Yeah, it feels like the threats can come anywhere from this orange side right now. And if you are Canisius, what exactly do you think they need to change? I'm not sure if I can pinpoint something, Kevin.
I mean, at the moment, it's, again, coming down to just these outplays, outpasses, right? And I think we could see a similar thing coming out last game when we were looking at Niagara and Delaware. Although this is on a much smaller scale, 7 goals is still huge, but it's on a slightly lesser scale when it also just comes down to individual players. It's still something that needs to be looked at. But also, we have seen Canisius kind of lose hard in game 1 in the past, and then manage to swing back game 2 and 3. I
mean, like we mentioned, they did manage to stem the bleeding at least a good bit there by the end of the match. And so going into the second one, if they can apply the early pressure that RIT was applying, they might be able to sneak in a few goals, gain themselves some sort of advantage, or at least a foothold back into this game to make that second one a little bit more hotly contested.
Yeah, and coming into game 2 there, I do apologize about sneezing. Coming into game 2, it's one of those things where Canisius now, the onus is on them to adjust, to interpret what they just faced, and come back swinging. And I definitely think it's possible.
We're starting up the next one relatively quickly here, looking to get back into it. Canisius have got to have an answer, though, as RIT and their 8 goals last match are a calling right now. Canisius, they managed to get a hold back into the last one. Will they be able to turn it into an advantage in this one as we get into the kickoff? Kevin, take us off.
Coming into the kickoff now, we are going to see, all right, a bit of a slow start, right? Sunblaze manages to get it into the corner of Canisius. Now Canisius has control. The interception comes out from Carso. Absolutely phenomenal bounce. Bindo gets a touch, but it's still going to go wide. Over back there, Carso's rotating, grabs the boost, knows he needs to be in defensive, and that's what I'm talking about, right? As soon as Carso saw that happening, he went straight into the defensive rotation, didn't even think about trying to go for the rebound. Canisius putting on some good pressure right now. Goes to Sunblaze. Sunblaze, interestingly enough, deciding to slow the momentum down quite a bit. Glixie and Lord Bappo pushed up. Carso in the air, takes a tap, goes to I'm Stuff. The bump coming out on to their goal. Lord Bappo here tried to get up over the ball. I believe that actually went over him and just went straight in. I think it was a bit of an early or a bit of a late reaction coming out. Yeah.
Sunblaze get a little tap on it. I think he just ended up stealing a little bit of stats there. But now up 1-0, RIT looking to continue their dominance, but Canisius not looking bad so far the second match. If they can keep their heads up and not let their morale go down, I see a way back into this one for them.
Yeah, and here, come in off. Again, we've seen RIT take the lead, but we're a minute in, and it's only a 1-goal differential so far. Yeah,
this is significantly better than we were doing last time. I believe it was 3 goals in 30 seconds for RIT, so 1 in a minute is certainly an improvement from Canisius, but you only get so many games to pull this one back, and Sunblaze finds the demo now. Bindo has a great opportunity in the offensive half now to try and put this one in. He's got the flip loaded up, but Glixie will be finding the ball in the end, but now Sunblaze putting the ball back into our center, needing to find his teammate. Bappo gets hit a little bit. He's in an awkward position, but finds the save regardless. Impressive stuff by the last defender now, but Casso is there trying to force this ball in. Sunblaze is up, doesn't find the touch. Now I'm Stuff is on the counterattack. Bindo will have the touch, slow this ball down just a little bit. He should find the clear here off the back, but it's in the center of the field. He needs to find this touch in order to get the ball out. Sends it out towards Lord Bappo. He's going to bring it into his own corner.
Yeah, now Lord Bappo cannot whiff on that bicycle kick. Oh my goodness, that just completely gave RIT all of the momentum that they might need. A good pinch coming out there. Glixie getting a good clear over to Carso. Carso sending it right back into the corner to Sunblaze. Sunblaze looked like he was trying to set it up to his teammate there, but once again, didn't find the touch. Now we see Canisius coming in. I'm Stuff getting a touch. I'm a little bit confused there. I believe Carso stops moving. I'm not sure if there was some technical difficulties for a second there or just communication and decision-making off the crossbar.
And still another minute passes, but not a goal yet. And just as I say it, a goal goes in for RIT, making it 2-0, still significantly better than the first game here for Canisius. But you can't be letting those open goals be there. Those opportunities, those missed saves, just like that. And that's going to put them another goal in the hole, which means Canisius need to find another goal to find their way back into the game, which, as simple as it sounds, is a huge detriment for a team who's just trying to claw their way into it.
Yeah, and like we said earlier, earlier at the start of the setup, right? Canisius wanted to be finding a game this series, and if they couldn't, it's not great for them because it's just going to give RIT a further lead.
Yeah, and heading into the weekend, it is Canisius who have been looking for this because they're just trying to pass Siena right now. They need the series in order to do that. But now, getting back into it, 3 goals up. We see RIT getting a stranglehold back on this game. Those goals are starting to come in rapid succession. Casso misses the clear, though. There's an opportunity for them to get a goal back. The goalkeeper barely makes it in, though. The shot did not have enough power from Glixie. Didn't get the right flip onto it, so he hit it with the side of his car, and it wasn't there, and this might just get punished out now. RIT back on the offensive.
Yeah, Casso, I mean, I can't believe that save, right? RIT just showing their defensive rotations are absolutely on point at the moment. The 3-goal lead, 2 minutes left onto the clock. We need to be seeing Canisius finding a goal somewhere in the near future. I'd say the next like 20-25 seconds.
Now Sunblaze knocking it up, forcing out the save by Bappo, forces out a lot of boost from him as well. And now on the back foot again, RIT testing out their defensive rotations, but they're going to be strong enough that Casso finds the easy clear.
Yeah, now once again, the demo comes on from Bindo onto I'm Stuff there. We're actually seeing RIT being forced into playing an aggressive position because they can't seem to score anymore on to Canisius, which is a good sign for Canisius because that does mean that they're adjusting.
And the ball in a dangerous
Breakaway.
spot there for RIT, just in front of their goal, but it won't be going in. Instead, it's going to be played on the counterattack, off the post, off the wall, and Bindo puts it in.
Yeah, Bindo's a read here. Sunblaze obviously thinking that he was going to find it. Bindo decided, you know what, Lord Vapo, I'm going to get this in.
And the goalkeeping has been very strong here out of Canisius, but when the goal's being peppered with that many shots coming out from RIT, one or two of them are just bound to go in at this point.
Yeah, it's a difficult situation for Canisius to be in at the moment. 1 minute left, 4 goals to catch. Oh no, is that going to go in? Glixie managed to get the touch. And it is one of those cases where now Canisius are really going to be put under pressure, right? Because if they lose the game after this, that's game, set, and match.
Yeah, you don't want to be put on a game point right now. 43 seconds with 4 goals. It's not looking too likely here for this Canisius team, but the momentum's starting to turn a little bit in their direction. They'd like to get a goal on the board in this game going into game 3. But this one looking like it's tied up in a nice little knot for RIT. And just as I said, that Glixie puts 1 on the board. They could make their way back into this. 3 goals in 30 seconds is not impossible as we've seen from earlier on in this series. They just get a little bit of luck and a little bit of good play on their side. Canisius could be finding their way into overtime.
Yeah, 10 seconds a goal roughly is what we see Canisius having here. They need to find some good kickoffs and some good kickoff goals if they want to be able to catch up here. It's not a bad start here as Lord Vapo wins that challenge, recenters it. We need Sunblaze to be challenged there. Sunblaze playing it really smart, gets it past Glixie. Lord Vapo is passed to the Bindo there. And this is the passing plays that we're talking about, right? That are just managing to outwit the defensive side of Canisius.
Yeah, Sunblaze sees his teammate, knows exactly what he's going to do to get past the defender, and knocking it right in. Bindo putting some stank on the shot, makes it impossible to save.
Once again, we are going to be coming in. 10 seconds left onto the clock, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be game 2 taken by RIT.
And now you're down 2-0 in the series if you're Canisius. Your mental, not great, but probably doing better as this game did go significantly better than the last one, which did end up 8-1. This one 5-1 now. Is a pretty big improvement. In those first few minutes, it looked great for Canisius. The question is, how do you close up these little holes in your defense, and how do you capitalize more on the attack? We didn't quite see the same number of attacks in this one, but they did a better job of finishing them off. It's just a matter of creating more opportunities for yourself.
Yeah, and I think that is exactly like just hitting the nail on the head, right? Because it is finding those opportunities, extorting the mistakes from RIT, and punishing them for it. Because if they're making mistakes, which RIT are making mistakes, you're seeing some rotations lacking a little bit. We've been praising them, but there are some situations there where Canisius seems to be able to break away with it, but then they just can't put in the goals. If that's because they're not positioning themselves for like better passing plays or faking out or even just trying to challenge a bit more aggressively, there's a serious lack of confidence coming out from Canisius.
And one of the things I think Canisius needs to identify is the fact that Lord Vapo only has 3 saves. We saw Canisius get a lot of saves and a nice lot of interceptions, but what RIT were doing was putting the ball off the post, off the backboard, and setting themselves up. And that's why the game doesn't count those as saves, is because they were knocking the ball away early, and they need to be looking to do that more because that's where all of these RIT goals are coming from.
Yeah, and it, like you said, it is those rebounds, those passing plays that are setting them up so consistently. So coming into game number 3 here, we need to see Canisius realizing that that is the play that RIT is going for, and RIT have worked out that that is the issue in their defense.
They know what issues they have. It's just a matter of whether or not they can finish on them. Vapo missing that ball does not spell a good start, though, here for Canisius. Imstuff should have the rebound here. He gets the challenge. His own teammate, though, going for it. Vapo trying to knock it into his corner. Puts him in a position to play defense, though. All 3 members of Canisius should be back, because Picasso is looking like a threat right now in the air. Knocks it up off the backboard. In for the finish. It's not going to be had, though, by Bindo. The close call, though, for this Canisius side. Sunblaze still applying the pressure ball off the backboard. He should be there for the finish, not quite. Glitzy now on the counter attack with his teammate. Some semblance of ball control here gained by Canisius was not enough to create an attempt for them.
Yeah, coming out now, we are seeing I'm Stuff. It goes over him. Oh no, there's an open goal. Canisius, you can't be letting them have these defensive rotations. Your opposition's getting behind you and then committing to it, right? Carso was just in position. He didn't even need to worry about his teammates and playing that so aggressively.
I mean, you see them getting caught up in the offense because they want those goals. They want to get a lead at some point in this series, but at some point you just get too over aggressive for it. You send too many members forward and the ball just goes right over I'm Stuff, and that's how you get punished for it. Oh, and Bino with a nice little redirection towards the opposite corner. His teammate drives it into him and able to knock it right back away from the goalkeeper. Nice touch.
Yeah, another goal coming in there for RIT. I mean, it's a minute now. They've got, pardon me, it's a minute now. They've got one more goal overall than they did last game, right? Not as many as they did in game 1 in this time because RIT pushed it so fast. Like, what did we see game 1? A 6-second goal?
Game 1, I think, yeah, it was 6 seconds and it was 3 goals in 30. It's not looking good, but Bino barely keeping the ball out of his own goal now. Canisius have a pretty good opportunity here. They can gain boost advantage right now, steal away some of these pads, but the ball being played back into their half does not fare well, and neither does the shot from Sunblaze. Going high off the top. Glitzy trying to relieve some of that pressure, but now put in a bad position of his own. Sunblaze should be able to knock this over, and not quite getting the rebound though. I'm Stuff finds Bappo, sends it out into his own half, and this should be a goal for Glitzy, putting them into 1-2. This is the best scoreline we've seen out of Canisius all night.
Yeah, I really liked actually seeing what we came out there. There was aggressive pushes. There was a demo that came out. And I think that's what we need to be seeing from Canisius, is this more committed, confident, aggressive team that's going for those pushes. If they can't find a weakness in RIT's defense, make one.
And that's exactly what they're going to have to do. Finding these demos, finding those little cheeky ways to get goals is going to be important here. Sending 2 members up, though, on the defense is not the way you want to do it. Luckily enough, there was no RIT member to find the rebound. Now a little bit of a slow play. RIT are going to decide to send off the backboard. It's going to be Bino trying to send it down towards the center of the field for his teammate to finish off, but does not find the touch. Casso finding the cross in the center. Bino not able to finish it, though. A nice save by, I believe it was I'm Stuff, managing to get his tires onto the ball, but now Sunblaze just applying that pressure, and now it's the slow rotations coming out from RIT that are allowing them to do this, and just shot after shot from that 18-meter room, and that's just going to put the ball in over time.
Yeah, and it's that consistency, right? Putting on that pressure constantly. I've said it time and time again, but if you let your opposition take shot after shot after shot, eventually one's going to go in, and it's just a matter of fact. You can't stop everything.
I mean, and that's a slow possession game. They don't have to play tight and in the corners of Canisius if they want to do it. They can just send the ball off the backboard repeatedly, and eventually you're going to find an open goal.
Yeah, absolutely. Now coming in. Look, I like that by Bindo. I think he thought Carso was going to commit, go for that aggressive play, but Carso even more so was playing cautiously, not wanting to slip. Because if we see what we might be about to see right now, Canisius score a goal. There's only a 1-goal difference with 2 minutes left.
Now, yet again, Canisius giving themselves the best scoreline we've seen from them in the whole night. Going for the demo, clearly not the right move there. He had plenty of boost to get back in goal and make that save, but decides to go for the demo, maybe trying to go for some style points or something, but now stuck in a 2-3 lead. It's not as solid as it's ever been here for RIT.
Yeah, bouncing onto I'm Stuff. I'm Stuff are trying to get it over Carso. Carso is going to get it deflected. Bappo sees an opportunity, though. Sunblaze, realizing that was looking a bit dicey for his team, manages to stop it once again. Canisius, this is the team that they've been wanting to be playing as, I imagine, since game 1, right? They're putting on the pressure now. They're starting to play aggressively. But you've got to ask yourself, is it a little too late?
It might just be, but with 1 minute 45 left on the clock, this is not an untold story yet here for Canisius. Knocking the ball off the backboard. Glitzy looking for another touch, but it's going to be Bappo on the counter-attack now. He has a 1v1 on the goal, but flips the wrong direction. I'm Stuff looking to put it in on his own. Gets saved, though. Casso finds it clear, now setting himself up on the wall. He should find the cross as well. Well played here by him. Bino looks for the touch in, but it's not going to make it. It's just a little bit too wide. Now I'm Stuff back on the counter-attack. Glitzy looks for the touch into the goal, and it's open. Finds the corner. 3-3. Canisius even up the score line.
Out of nowhere here, Canisius starting to play like the team. This is what I'm talking about. See these pass plays. Glixie was set up, got the shot. That ball was going fast, 124 kilometers per hour.
And honestly, the longer I see this go, the worse and worse I feel like the play is from RIT. It's constant over-attacking, constant too much pressure, and they're getting punished for it. Another shot out from Glixie, and Canisius, all of a sudden the wind in their sails in this game behind them right now. They're feeling it.
Yeah, RIT here, going to be able to find the goal though. Immediately retorting, getting themselves back in the lead.
4-3 Canisius, you have to feel the momentum still going with them though. They know they're not out of this game. They know that this one is not over yet. They just need to find one more opportunity, one more over-aggression from RIT, one more punish. It's all it takes to even this back up and send them into overtime. But now, ball going into their half, Glixie sends it into the corner, but it's going to be rebounded right into the middle, and luckily enough, Bappo is there for the rebound. Now on the counter-attack here, looking for the shot. It's just going to go wide here. Now is trying to get the ball out of their half. RIT need to relieve this pressure if they want to hold on to their lead.
Yeah, once again, all right, good play coming out from Carso here. Needs to get it past Imstuff. Imstuff, the good rebound play, centers it back up. Sunblade's on top of it, gets it straight back to Carso. Glixie, this is what I'm saying, the aggressive bumps coming out. Oh no, Bindo's giving him an opportunity, but Glixie's right on top of him, making sure that's not happening today. Sunblade's possibly a bit of a misplay there. That was, if we saw Canisius get a good hit there, that could have been an easy goal. That buzzer you just heard, ladies and gentlemen, was the last 30 seconds of the game.
Now the ball sent across field is off the backboard right now. Imstuff looking for the rebound. Another shot should be coming out here, but he whiffs the ball. And now on the attack here, RIT looking to put another goal in, but nobody's able to get there in time. Imstuff knocks the ball into the RIT half, but they need a goal here with 10 seconds left on the clock. Glixie hits it in the corner. It's headed towards the center of the field, but Sunblaze knocks it out widely. 3 seconds, 2 seconds on the clock. The ball has until it touches the ground right now for them to get a goal, but it's not going to happen. 4-3, RIT narrowly take the last match.
Yeah, Canisius there putting up a really good fight coming into that last game, but of course we do see RIT taking the victory of the set, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, those felt like those games seem to have flown by, but I had a really good time, and I'm excited to see you all this Saturday and Sunday for the EGFC Founders Invitational on this very stream at 11 EST. So, if you want to keep up with that and all of the action that we do here, make sure to follow us on Twitch and Twitter at @OfficialEGF. I, of course, have been Kevin Navik Dignan, and you can find me on Twitter at NavikCasts. And I have been joined by Cameron Dorfralic, and you can find him at Twitter at Door_casts. Dude, I love watching these Rocket League Collegiate games because sometimes they are unbelievably close. And it's the most exciting thing. And even when it feels super duper one-sided like there, we always have these games where it feels like that team is just like warming up and definitely like coming next time has the potential. But we, ladies and gentlemen, sorry, going on a bit of a rant there with Door. It's exciting. I think it is one of the most enjoyable things of it overall. But ladies and gentlemen, coming in, we will see you this weekend. Good night.